From the City of Angels, you are listening to the James Salazar Media Podcast, where you get your weekly dose of pop culture, politics, and futurism. Today we're going to talk about the Democratic Party debates, so let me strike the music, and I'll meet you on the other side.
Engage.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Say hello to my little friend.
No, I am your father.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
And welcome to the James Salazar Media Podcast. I am your host, James Salazar, aka The Media. What's up, everyone? How you doing? I've come back from my vacation, renewed and refreshed. I went on the Norwegian breakaway to the Bahamas. Beautiful oceans. Drank a lot. Ate a lot. Shit a lot. That's what you do. That's what you do on a boat. Gambled. Wasn't so good for me. My wife did well. I did good on the last day. I put like $1 into video poker and I got $100 back, but I lost my $100 quickly. I usually play roulette, and I put like $20 down, played like 4 hands, boom, lost completely, all 4. Put another $20 down, played another 4 turns on the roulette wheel, boom, 4 and out again. I said, screw that. I get the hint. It ain't gonna go my way. So on the last day, I had $4 in my pocket. So I'm just gonna, when my wife is winning on roulette, I'm gonna go play video poker. I put in $1, nothing. Put another $1 in, nothing. Put another $1 in, nothing. Put in $1, boom. Hits 400 quarters, which came out to be $100. So I'm up. I was up on gambling, at least. It was a good ship, beautiful ship. Little critiques about, this is the second time going with Norwegian Cruise Line. And I usually go on Carnival, Princess, and a Royal Caribbean. And on those, you have a set time where you have to go eat. And sometimes you're on your own table. You share a table with like 4, 5, or 6 other people, 8 people, depending if you're a couple. And but if you don't make that time, you're screwed. And but the food's good, it's great, and you happen to make the time. You only maybe like miss one meal, but if you miss that meal, you got to go up to the buffet. On Norwegian, they got freestyle, where you can eat anytime you want, starting from 6 to 9:30. And first time I went, I was like, this is cool. But you tend to miss because with over at Carnival, all the other ones, you have the same waiter every day for the 7 to 5 day trip, and he gets to know you. He gets to know your likes, your personality. He starts joking with you. You become friends. You become connected to them. On the Norwegian freestyle, it's more like a restaurant. You go up, you get a new waiter every time. So you sort of miss that. Also, Norwegian has specialty restaurants. They have 9 specialty restaurants, from Chinese food, Japanese food, steakhouse, Italian, French, yada yada. And they're separate from the meal package that you already get when you get a cruise. Now, the other ones, like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Princess, they have like one specialty restaurant, and that's specialty restaurants like a notch above. You're going to get a thick ribeye, and you're going to get like a lobster, like a gigantic lobster. But the package that you have, and not everybody can take those specialty restaurants at Carnival, because they only have one, and Royal Caribbean. So only a few people are going to pay for the extra. So the majority of the people who are eating at the restaurants that are complimentary or what you already pay for, they have to be really good or people be upset. So what happens here at Norwegian, they have like 9 specialty restaurants. And you can tell with the quality of the food that they're putting all their energies into the 9 specialty restaurants. And the free food or the complimentary food or food you already paid for is all right. It's like, you usually eat like a Carnival and the other ones. You're at a 4 to 5 star meal. Well, at Norwegian, it was definitely a 3-star meal. I'm pretty sure the specialty restaurants are like at 5, and that's why you're paying the extra cost. That's right. I forgot to mention, the specialty restaurants are an extra cost. They're a cost above. So it puts a little bit of bad taste in your mouth. But other than that, it's a beautiful casino, a beautiful ship. Its water park sucked. Definitely, I went on Carnival last time. They had a great water park. They had like a bucket that, falls with water every 3 minutes, and it's like a scaffolding, and you can shoot water at each other. They had these preset water guns, so super fun. They put no energy into their water park other than 4 slides, and which you're gonna get bored of after the first day. But going with other people, and when that bucket falls and you're playing around and you're getting wet all the time, it's pretty fun. It can last for hours, as well as they have their own slides. So it wasn't a very good water park on the Norwegian Breakaway. I hope they step it up on the new ships because it's subpar compared to the other ones. Now, what's great about Norwegian Cruise Line is this. They have an alcohol package. Now, on Carnival, I don't know about Royal Caribbean because I haven't done a Royal Caribbean. Carnival, it is like, you have to wait like 5 to 10 minutes every between drinks when you order a drink. And you max out at 15 a day. But also what's good about that one, it has energy drinks and Starbucks coffee, unlimited too, up to 15. Those are unlimited. But the alcohol drinks, you only can do 15 a day, and then you have to order every 15 minutes or every 10 minutes. Norwegian's is unlimited. And not only that, you can order back to back. Like 2 minutes later, if you down that drink, you can order 2 drinks at the same time. So I was double fisting. I had like a Jack and Coke in one hand, a margarita, a daiquiri in the other. My wife, when it goes up, she gets like 2 daiquiris. I mean, it's crazy. They didn't care. So I went over the 15 easy. I mean, I met some friends, slipped them who don't have the drink package, didn't pay for it, slipped them a couple of drinks. And no one knew wiser. All they care is that the 2 people in that room are paying for the whole drink package. So, definitely, hands down, Norwegian has the best drink package. And if you're an alcoholic, that's the one you need to go on. I hear me tea. Get to one that serves the best alcohol. So that's my critique on the Norwegian Breakaway. It's a very long ship. Going on a cruise next year. Gonna go to Europe. That's gonna really depend upon a very good water park, miniature water park on the ship, because we are not going to be going to the beaches of Europe. We're going to be looking at all the sights to see. Like this one, it was okay that the water park on the Norwegian Breakaway was subpar, because we were going to go to some blue waters in St. Thomas and Puerto Rico. We have some and phenomenal waters of Nassau, Bahamas. Beautiful, the best place I've been in that part of the world. everything right under Florida, all the way to the Virgin Islands, to the Caribbean, Bahamas. Nassau, Bahamas is one of the hands down best waters for that time. Now, if you want to go to Fiji, they have bluer waters for sure. But on that part of the place, that's the best place to go. And that Atlantis Hotel is amazing. It looks amazing we didn't go on there. We went to some little beach that was free to the public. Clean beach, beautiful. The locals had set up their own alcohol drinks and their own regional food at a very price. And they had their own cots and umbrellas. It's about $15 for a cotton an umbrella. It's their stuff. There's no I don't know if they pay taxes or how they work that. But yeah, it was a great time. I had a fun time. Okay. That's all I want to say about that. So the Democratic Party had their own debates. These poor son of a bitches. All clamoring for the presidency of the United States of America, the most highest seat in the world at this point, because we are the hyper economy, hyper military, hyper society. And these morons want to be in the driver's seat. Enough insults. They had an undercard, and then they had a main event. The big name in the undercard was Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas. And in the main event, they had Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders. Yeah. I mean, number one thing is that these commentators did not know how to control them and threw up so many softballs to these people. It was sickening. Easy questions. Nothing that challenged them at all. And the crowd, I don't know if they were listening at all, but they would clap at anything. If he gave Jack and Jill up a hill, if any of those senators just said some poem, they would have clapped like they told them that, which they did, that everything is free. Republicans are going to have a hard time because Republicans run on personal responsibility. And they run on that we need to secure and lock the door, which is immigration. The Democrats are childlike thinkers. They want open borders. Don't lock the door. Nothing will go wrong. Free school. Free health care. Everything's free. And the Republicans are running on, no, not everything's free. It costs. And someone's going to pay. And if we had a system that was completely free and doctors and educators couldn't make a living, you ultimately, or hospitals able to make a profit, eventually all these systems and institutions would start to fail because nobody would do it. Why would anybody don't these tenured professors know that the first people who are going to get the cuts is them when education has no longer value? And let me just tell you something. If someone wants to make your degree free, your education free, then it costs you just as much as it costs you to get it. That will be the worst. That's what it will be worth. Man, I'm trying to control my tongue. You make it free, you make it nothing. When you make it free, you're making it no longer valuable. There's a certain cost towards education. And don't get me wrong, I know some education should not be expensive as it is. And what good is it in our society if the people cannot use those degrees to get jobs? And I'll say it, any bank who loans $50,000 to $100,000 on some liberal arts degree are using these stupid people to make big money. But in saying that, you're going to have to be responsible. There's a certain reward when you're responsible and you take on that loan so you can get a higher education, so you can get a higher pay. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody sees the value in that. And that's why at the end of it all, you'll be rewarded for it. But if it's free, you are not making it priceless. You are saying it has no worth. Whatever someone pays for what, no matter what the product is, the cost is what it's worth. Hands down. It's like free healthcare, right? I got some free milk for you. You want to drink it? You want to drink it? Come on, drink my free milk. You're going to be, I don't know about that. I've got some free cheese. Want to try my cheese? Maybe not. Is it from Foster Farms? No, it's from James's ass. These people, they get this like free. Oh, free means better. Free rarely means better. Where do they get this from? I'll give you some free health care. I'll shove a celery stick up your ass and say, call me in the morning. It was free. How you like it? America has the worst health insurance, but it has the best health care in the world since the history of the dawn of man. Our, as Democrats will put it, pharmaceutical industrial complex saves more people than any government program. We have the best cancer care because, we abuse our lives and some things are just hereditary. We have the best heart and diabetes care because we're fat fucks and we like to eat. We have the best trauma because we go to war and these dumb kids are just riding skateboards in pools and flying off them and breaking their arms. I mean, we're a car culture. We're always getting in crashes. Hands down, we have the best health care in the world. Don't let anybody fool you. And somehow they want to make it free. once again, yeah. See, we're a society of specialists. Once you start getting close to your graduation, you have to choose a specialty, and you have to do some studying in that specialty. And let me tell you something. Do you want the jack of all trades, but master of none, to work on your eyeball or your brain surgery? Or would you rather come to America and have someone who specializes in brain surgery, who specializes in sewing an eye back all together? Or would you get Jack, who's a jack of all trades, master of none, knows a little bit of everything, but not really good at any one thing, except sticking thermometers up babies' asses and a stethoscope? I'm pretty sure he's an expert at that. You want to change? You know, all the rich people around the world come to America to deal with our specialists. And these guys want to take all the incentive out of what will keep us alive. Let me tell you something in here, because my futurism. The advancements we're making in the next 10 years when it comes to medical devices and healthcare will expand our lives for about 30 years, and America will be first to do it. And the rich people will buy it first. So those companies who risk making those medicines get paid what they deserve. These bunch of idiots, senators, talking about why these pharmaceutical companies raise the prices on these certain drugs and not on others. Because they need to make a profit so they can keep on making good drugs. Go through that trial and error and make that risk. They want all that to be gone. And none of those left-leaning people won't give a shit because they got it. They got it here, the latest stuff right now. I mean, we're so close to curing cancer that if Bernie Sanders becomes president and they lose the House and the Senate, guess what happens? Kiss the cure to cancer away, because no pharmaceutical company is going to work under the parameters that they suggest. And more people will die at the end of it all. Oh, but it's the good intention. It is a good intentioned moronic senators and representatives who make some law that they think will do good, but is actively destructive and ruins lives and lets people die. They're not going to look back at it, because it doesn't matter the result. It matters how it made them feel. We're no longer a society where people do good. People just want to feel good. This is why I constantly explain. Barack Obama, charismatic, one of the most charismatic presidents ever, didn't do that good for America. Terrible for minorities. Minorities got poorer under Barack Obama. Our standing in the world got weaker. But it doesn't matter. His heart was in the right place. Donald Trump, black unemployment, up. Black wages are up. Hispanic unemployment is up. Hispanic wages are up. Women, Asian, all unemployment stats all through the roof right now. And not only through the roof, but their wages are higher. But because Donald Trump does not have the right motives, he's Hitler. Even though he's doing more good for America when it comes to the economy. And he's telling Iran, that we're giving you. You can't be fooling around with nuclear weapons because we don't trust your value system. But we get that you have to want to come into the 20th century and have light and energy and heat. But we're not going to let you refine nuclear weapons because you have a consistency of just blowing up people with regular bombs. So we're a little, we want to control this a little bit. Kim Jong-il is talking to Donald Trump. We'll see what happens there. Whatever. He might, the president might fail. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, what he's done good, he's done good. What he's done bad, he's done bad. But people are not going to give him his props because they feel his motives are bad. They feel he's a womanizer. And he's a greedy profiteur. And he had bankruptcy. So, that's a tangent if I ever saw one. So one interesting thing, and there's two moments. Number one, in the main debate, Kamala Harris implied to Joe Biden that he was racist because he didn't like busing children from other communities. Busing. Basically, busing is when people, they got white kids and bus them into black neighborhoods and vice versa, black kids into white neighborhoods. So to make people get along and force it, and all you got was white flight. You got kids being taken out of those schools and not going to school. You got bullying on both sides. But Joe Biden can't say that's the reason why he don't like it. It didn't work. It didn't produce the results that they intended. Because results don't matter with the Democratic Party. It's the intentions. They can destroy the world as long as their intentions are good. And no matter how many conservative leaders or ideas work, it don't matter because your motives are not in the right place. So the Republican Party has an uphill battle because the Democrats want to are just a teenage valley girl with her father's credit card, the American people, and that's going to buy shit for everybody. And it doesn't matter because they're not paying the bill. And they just want to give it all free. Let me tell you something. Or you can hang around the kid who respects his mother and father, watches his money. That kid, is boring. But the kid is right. And the valley girl who wants to spend her father's is deeply wrong and flawed. The Democratic Party is a party of children who want more candy and more popcorn and more cotton candy and more Coke. And the Republicans are the party of diet and working out. How do you... This is how you know how bad Barack Obama did. That Hillary Clinton came up offering a lot of free stuff on what they were going to do. But everybody knew in the country that our country is going down fast. No matter how much you paint the boat, if there's holes in it, you're still going to sink. Who cares you got a free paint job? And the people knew it. The people knew that the country was going in the wrong direction. So in spite of the Democrats offering free stuff all the time, people decided to vote in somebody who's going to try to turn it around. Now, but people get exhausted. And Donald Trump, he takes 3 steps forward, 1 to 2 steps back when he opens his mouth. And after a while, you don't want to always have to defend somebody that puts their foot in their mouth, no matter how brilliant they are. But when you see what these... And so Kamala Harris implied that... Kamala Harris implied that he was racist, and Joe Biden couldn't say, well, because it didn't work. It would be too many acknowledgments of forcing people, trying to force and trying to control what people think and feel towards things, without changing the culture before you run into problems and it doesn't work. And they don't want to hear how something that was good-hearted didn't work, because that's not a value they have. Results, intended results that are good, are not a value. It's only motives. And Bernie Sanders admitted that the middle class would have to pay taxes to get free health care. Free health care. You're going to like your health care. And that's going to make the pain of the taxes not be so bad, because you're going to get free health care. I can't determine whether it's going to be good health care anymore, but it's going to be free, because your value, our values, is all about free shit. So, it's going to be interesting. So, Bernie didn't do that well. They asked him how is he going to pay for it, and how is he going to do it. How is it going to work when states and other countries are implementing and it's not working out? He basically said, because I believe it, and if we all believe it, it'll happen. Like the Field of Dreams of freaking medical care. Believe in it and it will come. No. There are problems with free stuff. The major problem with it, that nothing's free. And someone's going to have to pay. And those costs are so exorbitant that there'll have to be cuts to the industries. They'll have panels to control the cost. Because if they were willing to give everything free without any oversight, then they wouldn't need no oversight. They wouldn't create a panel of oversight. Someone who chooses. In America, you can have access to good health care. But if everybody gets it for free, some people shouldn't get something if they're at the end of their life. If they're in their 70s, why are we going to spend this $1,000 medicine on them that may or may not work? Well, in America, we make if there's a chance that someone can live a year longer, we spend the money. It might be our value system, but that's going to go. Because you just can't have free health care without any limits or qualifications. You're going to have to implement them in. But Bernie says the middle class is going to have to pay for it. And they're going to have to pay a whole lot. Enough that people are going to be upset over it. And you think the people who do not, who use preventative care and take care of themselves and works out and are healthy, you think they're going to like that tax? When they're going to use the medical care way less than anybody else? Me personally, I pay for health care. But I don't use it. I just barely used it when I pinched the nerve in my back. But before that, I try to ignore it as much as I can. And I don't really want any care. Just hand me some medicine. It's whatever. So these debates were very interesting. They were long, and a lot of useless and Donald Trump didn't come up as much as I thought he would. Neither did Barack Obama. So I think they don't right now want to be compared to the president, because those who govern tend to have more clout than people who debate over laws. And Donald Trump has too many positives on basic governing. I'm not talking about his personality and his thin-skinnedness and the stupid things that he said and his over-exaggerations and some of his lies. But his lies are always about his self-worth. And they're not like Hillary Clinton's, like getting rid of sensitive national security secrets. But still, it's very unbecoming for a president just to be done that. But his record is good. And they don't want to run on his record. They don't want it to come up. They just want to talk about what they're going to do and how they're different from everybody else. And unfortunately, on the undercard, everybody seemed exactly like each other. There was really nobody who stood out. And Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders in the main event just seemed like two old curmudgeons. And I think Kamala Harris has the heat. And I think she's a prosecutor from Los Angeles. I think she's gonna eat up Cory Booker. All of them. But there's no way she's gonna beat Donald Trump. And let me say who would beat Donald Trump. Here I go. This person would beat Donald Trump pretty well. I think it would be competitive, but she would win. And the same thing about the Barack Obama presidency. People look back at Barack Obama, and they look good at it because they remember how he made them feel. Doesn't matter if he did anything good. He made them feel good. And people will always vote on how they feel. Bottom line. Top, how they feel. Second, their pocketbook. And Michelle Obama can reignite some nostalgia, and I can see a lot of people voting for her just to reignite how they felt. Doesn't matter how the Barack Obama administration did. It matters how they made them feel, and it made them feel good about themselves, even though they were in a worse position. Donald Trump makes everybody, not everybody, but those who don't like him, make them feel worse about being American. But America is getting stronger, and America is getting greater under him. And the way I like to see it, not in the way that everybody, not in every way, but with the economy and the military and our border, definitely, he's making America better. I don't know if he's making the presidency better, because I think in the way he acts, a lot of it's unbecoming of a president. So, I go back and forth. I vacillate, I wish he was more articulate and more thoughtful in his thoughts, because he can get more people. And if he loses the presidency, it'll be because of his mouth. It'll be because of his ego. And then he would have to pay for it, even though America is doing better under him. So that's all I have to say about that. So, my friends, I don't know how long this was. I really didn't want to go deep into it because it was very long. I just wanted to talk about Kamala Harris, and her interjection with Joe Biden, telling him that was racist, standing against, being against busing, and Bernie Sanders admitting that the middle class will have to pay taxes for free health care, and just want to discuss about the worst thing that can happen to people who have degrees is to make their degree worth nothing anymore by making it free. Like I said, Donald Trump, he's at his best when he is running for office. But what he is offering them hope for a better future and a better America. It's almost the same platform Barack Obama has. But the Democrats are coming with something was really strong too. Free shit. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if hope conquers free in this next coming election cycle. Okay, my friends, if the storm of life come against you and you find yourself on your knees, stand tall, take a look at that storm and say, give me your best shot, like my Sensei Jack Burton always says. Give me your best shot. Strike the music.